Welcome to This Might Work.
Hey there.
Ever had that gut feeling about a potential client? You know, the one screaming trouble right from the start.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, today we're diving into this piece. One bad client can cost you 50 good ones. It's by Travis Gensler and Andrew Powell from State Line Door and Lift.
Right.
And we're going to unpack why those instincts, well, they're often spot on, and why ignoring them can seriously impact your business.
It's a really interesting angle. But before we really dig in, what are you sipping on today?
Good question. I've got a glass of Maker's Mark here.
Nice.
Yeah, getting those, classic caramel notes, bit of vanilla, pretty smooth.
Can't go wrong with Makers. A fine choice. Okay, so let's get into the core of this article then.
Let's do it.
So the main argument really is that focusing too much energy, obsessing even over difficult clients, it can actually backfire.
Right. It damages your relationships with your best customers and, hurts the bottom line.
Exactly. The article highlights these costs that aren't always obvious, the hidden costs.
Yeah, it's not just the time you spend, putting out fires or smoothing things over.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this acquiring a new customer. The stats show it costs, 5 to 25 times more than keeping an existing one.
Wow, that much. Yeah.
So when a really good client leaves, because, your attention is always somewhere else, dealing with the problem client.
The cost is huge. Way more than just that one difficult contract.
Precisely.
And what really stood out to me was the analogy they used. Comparing your business to, a high-end restaurant.
So, yeah, that was good.
Think about it, right? One customer who's super demanding, maybe complaining loudly, being disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
They can totally ruin the experience for everyone else at the other tables.
And drive away your best patrons, the ones who just wanted a nice, quiet dinner, your loyal regulars.
Exactly. They leave, maybe they don't come back.
It really pushes back against that common idea that all business is good business, where you have to serve everyone.
Especially in service industries, yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like you should.
It challenges that notion that businesses are like public utilities.
Yeah.
Like the DMV, where they have to serve everybody who walks in.
Right. Not the same thing at all.
And the article makes a really strong case that saying no, sometimes, it's not just okay, it's actually crucial for your business's health.
And it gets into recognizing those bad clients, right? What are the characteristics?
Yeah.
It points to the ones who, consistently invent problems, or they're just never happy no matter what you do.
Yeah. The ones who don't respect your time or your work's value.
Yeah.
That fundamental lack of respect.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And it makes you think about the other effects, too, the ones that aren't maybe as obvious right away. What about your team's morale?
Good point. Constantly dealing with unreasonable people, negativity.
How does that impact their ability to give, really great service to the customers you actually value?
It's got to be draining. Leads to burnout, I'd imagine.
Totally.
So this brings up a key question the article tackles. How do successful businesses navigate this? How do they handle it?
Well, a big thing is trusting that gut feeling right at the start.
Uh-huh. Those initial red flags.
That something feels off with a potential client early on, it's probably a real sign. Don't ignore it.
Yeah. And they also advocate for just, confidently saying no, maybe even referring them elsewhere.
Right, passing them on if it's not a fit. That hell yes or hell no philosophy they mentioned.
I like that. It emphasizes being really selective about who you bring on, protecting your energy and your team.
Definitely. Because what happens long term, if you don't address these kinds of draining relationships, if you just keep taking them on?
Well, the piece suggests things like slowed growth, for one.
Makes sense. Your resources are tied up.
Exactly. A significant drain on resources, time, money, energy, and maybe most importantly, that slow erosion of loyalty from your good customers.
Because they feel neglected.
Right.
They're not getting your best.
They see where your focus is.
And if you keep going down that road, the article implies you could end up building a business you actually resent.
Oof, yeah. When your day-to-day is just managing difficult people.
It can kill the passion, the reason you started in the first place.
For sure. And the article really stresses you owe your best service, your A game, to the clients who appreciate you, the ones who are a good fit.
That really resonates. Okay, so thinking about all this, what's one actionable takeaway that really stuck with you?
For me, I think it's reinforcing that idea of trusting your instincts. Really listening to that little voice.
Yeah.
That sense that tells you a potential client might be more trouble than they're worth. It's probably right more often than not. So learning to identify and actually act on those early signs seems key.
That's a good one. For me, I think it's the empowerment that comes from saying no.
Ah,
Realizing it's not about being difficult or unhelpful. It's actually a strategic decision. You're protecting your business, sure, but also your team, and maybe most importantly, your really valuable customers.
well said. It's about curating your client base for mutual success. And that, I think, wraps up our deep dive into the real costs of those bad clients and why prioritizing your best ones is so critical.
Yeah. We're just pushing the envelope to watch it bend,
Yeah.
looking at these business problems from different angles, trying to uncover some new solutions for building strong relationships.
And hopefully helping you build a business you love, not resent.
Right. So join us next time on This Might Work. We'll be back exploring more ideas, more thought exercises that might just, shift how you think about your business.
And help you focus your efforts where they truly count.
Until then, keep challenging those assumptions about who you need to serve.
Keep testing new ways to manage clients.
And remember sometimes saying no to that wrong fit. It lets you say a much bigger, better yes to the right ones.
Couldn't agree more. Spiral out.
Keep going.